Welcome to the Business Mumma Podcast, where we chat about creating a business that supports and flows with your family and with your life, not the other way around. Hi, I'm your host, Annalise Swan. I'm a marketing agency owner and a mother of 3 little ones. I'll be bringing you conversations with successful women in business, as well as practical marketing strategies and tips that you can action right away. So let's get into it. For a month disaster relief work in the Bahamas in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. My grandparents were also away for a 2-month stint in Europe, and my mum was unwell. So in other words, my closest support and the people that I usually rely on were not available to be relied upon. And I was left with 3 children, 6, 4 and 1, a house, 2 businesses, and my sanity to maintain. Now, the business and our family life was not built to function with just one adult. My husband is my equal partner in raising our children, and we share the housework. Actually, I probably work in the business more than he does, and he's building our house, so he probably does more housework than me. So just to clarify in this time, I did have lots of support from my sisters and some friends. It definitely takes a village, but there's only so much that others can do. So the biggest challenges for me adjusting to solo mum life for a month were having to do absolutely everything around the house. Single mamas, you are amazing. And I couldn't just run to the gym or the shops when the kids were in bed, and I had to try and squeeze work around the edges of daily family life. So I get 2 full days a week to work with all 3 children in care, and the other days I work around their schedules. So normally 5 to 7 a.m. while they're still asleep, and my youngest still naps, probably 1 till 3. So, and at that time, my 6-year-old is in school, and my 4-year-old has quiet time or TV time. So I can work then. And usually when my husband is around, nighttime is our house clean time, it is gym time, it's hubby time, self-care, reading, that kind of thing. I normally don't work at night so that I can get up early and be as productive as possible. But when Jason, my husband, was overseas, I had no choice. I had to work in the evenings and sometimes really late into the night because I'd lost the time when I had to pick up the kids or I had to drop them off, and I was doing all the cooking and the cleaning and getting up early to the kids. So, but that was fine. I had pulled in our outside time schedule while he was away, so I didn't do many things and we stayed home a lot. So that was fine. I wasn't running around, so the tiredness didn't affect me too much. But what I'm trying to say is that my routine was entirely broken. I wasn't going to the gym because I didn't have childcare at night time. I wasn't getting enough sleep. I wasn't reading. I wasn't learning. And bottom line, I kind of just was not looking after myself properly. So then when Jason came home and I was playing catch up, the bare minimum of work was getting done while he was away. And the projects we were trying to launch just weren't getting any traction. So once he was home and I had more time to catch up on those, I kept my habit of working late. I did start going back to the gym most nights, but bedtime was moved to about midnight. And then I'd still try and wake up at 5 a.m., but I'd probably snooze until maybe 6 and then work maybe blary-eyed until 7, start my day with the kids. Not fun. So the first 2 weeks, that's what it looked like. But then we got 2 new big clients and I realized that I needed more help. So I hired a business manager, and then that was only a couple of weeks ago. So the past 2 weeks, I have been onboarding our superstar business manager, Jody. But this process, of course, takes time and involves training and setting up systems, and there's not a lot of that can actually be taken off your plate when you're in that process. So even more so the last 2 weeks, I have been neglecting my sleep and only getting about 4 or 5 hours for almost 2 weeks because we've had deadlines and I'm trying to set up more things and trying to get different programs up and running. So last night I was at the gym doing intervals on the cross trainer, and I was like 20 minutes in and I was exhausted, and I decided that enough was enough. So I really don't believe that more hustle equals more payoff, and I know that adequate sleep is the main pillar to having a joyful, productive life, and that's what I want. So this is me recommitting to wrangling my life back into my tried and tested schedule, the perfect one for me, which is from 5 till 7, I work. Normally I do writing, creative stuff. From 7 till 9, I'm mum and wife. 9 till 12, I'm either mum or working, depending on the day. 12 to 1, lunch and emails. 1 till 3, work most days, because that's when my bubba sleeps. 3 till 4, mum again. Now, 4 till 6, depending on the day, is mum and work. 6 till 8 is definitely mum and wife. 8 till 9, I'm at the gym. And 9 till 10 is me time, hubby time, reading, wind down time. So for me, this really structured schedule is the thing that allows everything to happen. It's the thing that allows our family life to flow and the business to move forward. Without having this structure, things really start to slip through the cracks. And I firmly believe that's why we should have boundaries, because we need the boundaries and the structure to have the freedom that we want to have in our lives. I think that some people think that freedom is doing whatever you want whenever you want to do it, but I don't think it is. I watched a TED Talk a while ago from Mel Robbins, and she said that we're adults and we need to parent ourselves, and we need to do the things that we don't want to do because they're good for us and because nobody else will do it. So I guess that's my message today for myself, and hopefully it resonates and helps somebody else and gives them the loving kick up the bum that they needed as well. Because without the structure in our lives that keeps everything flowing, we can't have order and we can't have progress without order. If our life is just in total chaos, nothing is going to work for us. We're not going to be able to achieve our goals because we don't actually know where we are or where we are on the map. I think we need to have that structure to know where we are on the map so that we know when we're going. And it's the structure, like I said, that brings the freedom. So I know that when I'm mum on those mornings when I do have the kids, that 9 till 12 is my time to be mum, and we can do whatever we want, and I don't have to worry about grocery shopping or bills or work or whatever, because I've built that free time into the schedule, and it makes everything else work as long as I stick with the schedule. But if I don't go to the gym, then I'm not going to sleep as well, or I'm not going to have that mental clarity that I normally have. I'm not going to be on my A game, and so my work time isn't going to be as productive. So one broken thing makes everything else fall apart. The same as if I don't spend that time at night time reconnecting with my husband, then that relationship's going to fall apart and everything else is going to fall apart because of that. Or if I don't get enough sleep like I haven't been, then my productive, creative time in the morning from 5 till 7 is not really working very well because I'm exhausted and I either don't get up or I do get up, but I'm not in that really sharp, creative zone. So I guess I'm just repeating myself now, but the whole point is that you think about the things that are important in your life and wrangle your schedule into something that helps you achieve those, that actually reflects your priorities. So if family time is one of your key priorities in your life, make sure that's built into your schedule, because if it's not, it's just not going to happen. And that's it. Have a wonderful week. We have an amazing interview coming up next week, so I'm really excited about that, and I'll chat to you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mumma podcast. I hope you got some actionable tips that you can implement in your business right away. Please, please, please rate and subscribe. and then head on over to mumma.digital to continue the conversation and let me know what you thought. Have a really wonderful week, and if you'd like to come and say hi, come to our Facebook group, Business Mummas. See you there.